film not
came
to.
away with it? Who overtook the title? Who got their face split it? A real wrestling head here to replace the critics. Lay low online with two-facing physics. That's the squad while these niggas act hard. Low, let me know who's really hitting the mat hard. Harder than a backyard brawler who can't seem to ever become the neighborhood champ. Taking lumps, boy, bruises and bumps, boy. Wrestling on weed, we ain't no chumps, boy. Come join the party. The crown, we take it and stay paid. I'm a career heel, never breaking kayfabe. Word to Mr. Wonderful, filling the rafters, Mr. HD, aka the new Bill Apter. You other podcasters had your chance to show off, and that was your last match. Consider this the blow off.
Wrestling on weed, 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 wrestling on weed.
Hey, this is the original bro, the king of bros, Matt Riddle.
This is RVD.
This is Leo Rush.
And you're watching the On a Wrestling High podcast.
On a Wrestling High podcast.
And you're tuned into the one and only On a Wrestling High podcast.
Right here at Wrestling on Weed.
At Wrestling on Weed.
At Wrestling on Weed.
Like the video and subscribe today, bro. Later.
And now, hailing from wherever the gas at, weighing in at 420 pounds, your IWC Undisputed Champion.
What is going on? Yeah, we still tweaking I'm still tweaking the intro and stuff. I'm trying to get like clips and stuff so we could actually have videos. But what's going on? Wild Nation was cracking. It's been a few days, 5 or 6 days since I seen y'all, man. You know I had to get on and talk about this story though, because this shit has been crazy. Gruss, what's going on? The super villain of the IWC is in the building. KGM was cracking. Wild Nation, you already know what it is. We out here. William Wilkerson, good to see you again, man. Wild Nation, you already know what's up. Good to see y'all in here early, man. I miss you guys every time I'm away. But we gonna get into this discussion, man, because it's been a crazy week of pro wrestling, man. And there's a lot of like branches that are coming off the tree, and it feels like it could go in so many directions. We got other people who are obviously feeling the way that MJF feels in his possible work, but in real life, and we'll get into that as well during the show. But we're gonna be here for a good hour, man, because we have a lot to dive into. You guys make sure you drop your questions in the comment section. I'll try to make sure I get to all of them. And yeah, you know how we do over here, man. Shout out to everybody coming in the stream. Shout out to YouTube for all the new streaming features that they've added, and just the algorithm help that they've added just with all the new features and stuff. Fat Jay, what's going on? It's been a minute. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you, homie. It took an MJF work shoot, pipe bomb to be back. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one for the ages, as they say. We're gonna get into it. So, as we all know, we've talked about it for weeks, because MJF has not made any qualms about it. He's not hidden his feelings about what's going on in his contract situation and how he's not happy with it, how he's feel like he's underpaid because he's still on his rookie contract, if you will. He's on his contract that he signed when AEW first started. Nobody really knew who the fuck MJF was, and he signed a deal, a prove yourself deal, and it didn't take him long to prove himself. And obviously he's not happy with his status right now, and that happens in real life sports all the time. I'm not even going to rack my brain trying to think about it right now, but there's a couple people in real sports right now who are doing the exact same thing. They're holding out, or they want more money. They're damn. I wish I could think of who it was right now because it's on the tip of my damn tongue. But they want more money, and they're still doing things the right way. They're going to work or whatever, but they're just letting everybody know around them like, yo, I need my money. You know what I mean? I've already proven myself, and I need my bread. And that's a fair thing. If it doesn't take you the full rookie contract, I keep saying rookie contract so you know what I mean, but if it doesn't take you that full contract to, show what your full potential is, or if you even bloom into your full potential really early in your career, and they could possibly see you having an extended, prime or a long great career, then you should get paid. Now, on the other hand, is it good business? Let's discuss that. Is it good business for the person who has to pay you to pay you more money when they already have you under contract and you already agreed to the contract? You signed your name on the dotted line. You said, I accept this amount of money for this amount of time, regardless of the work that I'm putting in. It doesn't say nothing in the contract about I get a renegotiation clause. It don't say nothing about that. So is it good business for Tony Khan to just stick to his guns and not pay MJF and let his contract, I think it's in 2024 at this point, January 2024, I think is what they've stated, somewhere around there. So what do you guys think? Is it good business for AEW to not for Tony Khan to stick to his guns? Like, nah, MJF, you signed this contract. This is the contract you signed. This is the contract you're gonna have to stick to, bro. You got some time. I think MJF made AEW look weak. Sasha and Naomi is a work too. Now that would be interesting. We haven't even defined if this is a work or not. But we're gonna get to that in a minute. But my opinion on if this is good business is no. I don't think it's good business. Now we're speaking of this in the essence of it being real and not being a work. but so that's how we're speaking. Just go with me. I don't think it would be good business because morale is a very big part of business. If you're a business owner, if you run a company, morale is very important. If you work your employees to the bone, you're disrespectful to them and mean to them all the time, they're probably not going to be as productive. They're probably not going to like their jobs. They're probably looking for the first opportunity to get out the door, regardless of what you're paying them or what you think their status is. They're probably looking for the first out. They probably got their resume on every resume website and just looking for something. They'll probably take less money to get out the company at that point. But in this situation, I think that it's kind of similar because I feel like, why piss him off? He's clearly one of the brightest stars in pro wrestling, and he has one of the brightest future, if not the brightest future of any pro wrestler right now. Like, as far as brightest future, I mean, Jungle Boy, I was like Braun Breaker, I don't fucking know. Like, MJF is it. Like, he has the brightest future of all the young guys in pro wrestling right now. He's the one. You know what I mean? The man is basically CM Punk and Ric Flair combined and wrapped into one. And it's just, it just came out to be the perfect professional sports entertainer, wrestler. Use all the words. So, yeah, it's just, it doesn't make much sense, in my opinion, for Tony to piss him off. I think that they should just keep him happy, pay the man, like, at least give him a pay increase. Be like, all right, if you shut the fuck up about it, then I'll give you a pay increase. Now, again, we're speaking about this as if it's not a work, but because it's all real for right now until we change the topic. Gruss said Jungle Boy trash, Sammy G trash. Damn, man, really? Why do you think that they're trash? If it was real, MJF cut him and charge it to the game. Uh, if it's real with MJF, cut him and charge it to the game. Now you're smoking some good dank. There is no way you let MJF walk out the door. If he's unhappy, if it was real and he was really unhappy, then you just do exactly what you're doing. You let him go on TV and rant. You get all the ratings out of that man you can before you just kick him to the curb. That's just bad business. Do I remember Ric Flair work shoot? Of course I do. Fire me. Fire me. I'm already fired. Fire me. I'm already fired. It's legendary. Nobody will ever forget that shit. It's fucking legendary. And if you listen to, and we're going to get into that. You're getting ahead of me, Gruss, right now. You're getting ahead of me. Because I don't even know if anybody even picked up on this. But MJF just literally stole 3 people's promos. He literally just took 3 promos and just mashed them all together. I was like, wait a minute. I've heard all this shit before. I was like, hell no. I've heard all of these lines before. He just mixed them up because it was multiple different people saying them. And yeah, I caught that one too. But he stole pipe bomb lines. We're gonna get into it. But it was crazy. I'm glad you caught that. You getting ahead of me though. Sammy G is a great pro wrestler, but a horrible human being. Why is he a horrible human being? What the hell did Sammy Guevara do? Isn't he straight edge? Don't he not drink or smoke? That don't make you a good person, clearly. But why is Sammy G? What did he do? Did I miss some news? Did I don't know what happened, Fat J. Fill me in. I must have missed something. MJF promo sounds like it was written by CM Punk. I mean, it sounds like it was written by CM Punk, Ric Flair, and what was it? Stone Cold Steve Austin. It sounded like it was written by all 3 of them. I mean, that's what it sounded like to me. It sounded like it was written by all 3 of them. So, you know what I mean? It's like he just bloop, 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 bloop. Bruh, he proposed to his girlfriend on live TV and then began to date Tay. That doesn't make him a horrible human being. Did he cheat on his girlfriend? Like, I don't care that he proposed to a girl on TV and then started dating another girl that he's working with. I mean, if he cheated on her, then yeah, that makes you a douchebag, but I don't know if that makes you a horrible human being. People cheat all the time. I mean, it doesn't make you a good person. It's definitely not a check in the good column. Laylo said, did I miss the news? Hey, man, I missed a lot of wrestling news. You know how much fucking wrestling there is, man? There's a lot of fucking wrestling going on right now. And it's just like more and more being piled on. But guess he was just being a man. Jay, you know you about to get out the chat. You about to get kicked out the fucking chat for that bullshit. Do you know that women cheat more than men, Jay? Do you know that women cheat more? Are you privy to this statement, to this fact? I don't think you are. I don't think you're privy to the fact that women are much better at cheating and cheat way more than men do, especially in modern society. Stop playing. Said, good God, I'm just playing the role of a Mark. Yeah, you are, Mark ass. Black men don't cheat, but a Spanish God will. Well done, KGM. Well done, sir. Well done by you. What was I saying, man? Where was we? Yeah, like I was saying, I think it'd be bad business for Tony Khan to not pay him just because, you want to keep these guys happy. He has a bright future. You don't want MJF to go anywhere. Don't listen to Gruss. Don't kick him to the curb. You know what I mean? He's like, if anything, milk him for everything you can before he leaves. If you're gonna let him walk. But greatest lie ever told by a woman, it's your baby. Facts. Oh my God. Listen. Don't even say that. I don't even want to think about that nightmare. Fortunately, my son looks just like me. I'm gonna still get a paternity test because my baby mother's a psychopath. The hood rat version of Amber Heard. That's who I made a baby with. Is fucking nightmare. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Whatever you do. Anyways, switching topics a little bit. We'll get into the pipe bomb. I want to play the pipe bomb. I'm gonna just pull up the transcript of it so I can read it. I had it pulled up already. Here we go. So this promo was, I mean, is legendary. Now, like I said, he stole lines from CM Punk. I feel like he stole a couple lines he stole a line from Stone Cold. He stole lines from Ric Flair's promo. A lot of shoot promos that you've heard in the past, it feels like he just borrowed lines from all of them. Now his delivery was second to none. Obviously, being on the program and being in the era that he's in right now, he could say shit and he could say fuck and he could do all the crazy things. And they not bleeping out nothing but the F bomb. So it may leave a little more impact just based on the language he was allowed to use and the passion he was allowed to show. But I think the fact that we'll get into the fact, we'll compare it to the pipe bomb later. That's the last topic we'll talk about. The promo started off. Now, mind you, we're coming off of AEW Double or Nothing, which was pay-per-view. It was half and half. The main event was awesome. Outside of CM Punk botching a buckshot lariat, which is okay, but he shouldn't have done it anyways. So, pay-per-view was in. There was some matches, and it was long as fuck. It was so long, like dozing off. It was so long. But he got powerbombed 10, 11, 12 times, something like that by Wardlow, squash match, and Wardlow pinned him. That's it. And, he got stretched off. So I didn't even think we was going to see MJF for some weeks. I thought that was a way to write him off. They'll keep the story going like that. Is he coming back? Is he not coming back? But that's not what they did. He came back the very next Dynamite this past Wednesday, and that's when he unleashed this pipe bomb. And he started the pipe bomb by saying, there's a bunch of execs in the crowd. It'd be a shame if something happened tonight. Something bad happened tonight. We hate to embarrass you, boss. He said, speaking of embarrassing, and that's when you knew it was downhill from there. He said, you've been trying to sit down with me for quite some time now, haven't you? Well, guess what? Too little, too late. When this company first started, it was All Friends Wrestling. AFW. Everybody was handed a ticket except for me. See, I had to write my own. Boy, do I have good penmanship because I created moment after moment after moment for this company, and I still get no respect. Facts or no facts? I say it's facts. I think pretty much everything he said in this promo was, maybe not everything. Some of he's being facetious, but I feel like a lot of the stuff he said in this promo was facts upon facts. He also said, it's funny, I hear boos because the crowd was booing and cheering him. It was like the crowd was like in the middle because once he got into it was like, yes, MJF, he's so great. Like his promo game is great, but we're booing him because he's a bad guy. He's MJF, but he's clearly talented. So the crowd is always like booing and cheering. He was like, it's funny, I hear boos and I hear clapping. That's when he started going at the fans. He's like, that's interesting. Where were you guys this whole weekend when you were calling me an unprofessional piece of shit? I'm just curious, he said. He's what he call him. He said we're just a bunch of marks. He said he didn't even say it here, but it said you're a bunch of uneducated marks and who thinks their opinion actually matters. He just started going in on the fans. He was right, you know what I mean, for the most part. Because if you notice the difference between people reacting to, some people reacted to MJF because he's saying that a lot of people were like, yeah, MJF is right. He's like capping a little bit because I feel like way more people were on MJF's side than were on Sasha Banks' side. And they didn't do the same thing. MJF showed up to work. But, as far as the, professionalism aspect of it, the reactions that people are giving definitely seem like a little bit different. He also what he say? You're not the only problem. No, it's the boys in the back too, because all the boys in the back want my spot. And he was like, "Well, guess what? You want my spot, you can have it, cause I don't want to be here anymore." Looking dead down the camera lens. I was like, "Damn, that was pretty spicy." Then he started going back at the fans. That's when he started calling us marks and stuff. And you know, I mean, the tirade was, I mean, it was so epic that for a second I thought that it could have been real. The aftermath of it kind of made me realize that it wasn't. But he said, what else he say? Do you guys know the second biggest minute for minute draw in this entire company is me? If you don't believe me, do me a favor, ask Stat Boy Tony Khan in the back and see what he's got to say. Make sure he hoards all the money so he can give it to new ex WWE guys he keeps bringing in. That was probably the biggest shot of the whole promo. Like, that was probably the biggest burn towards Tony of the whole promo, because it's fucking true. Look at the main event card, like, or the pick, like, it's I mean, it's a lot of WWE guys. Chris Jericho, Daniel Bryan, John Moxley, CM Punk, obviously. Like, it's a lot of ex-WWE guys. So he's not wrong. You know what I mean? He's not wrong, but, I guess that's why it's a good story. But it's like, damn, is it a work or is it a shoot? Because he's right, and this is crazy, but maybe they worked out some behind the scenes and they're just doing the story. Because if this is still not fixed, then it's weird that they be using it as a storyline. But who knows? He said, "Hey, boss, would you treat me better if I was an ex-WWE guy? I don't want to wait until 2024, but you don't listen to me. Tony, I want you to fire me. Look at me, Tony. I want you to fire me. You fucking mark. Fire me. Fire me." And that's when they cut the mics off. They faded to black, went to commercial. It was pretty epic. It was pretty epic of a promo. People in the crowd looked shocked. They looked stunned, and in a good way. They were pleased because they were entertained. There's no question this is one of the most entertaining things that we've seen on TV in a long time. This is probably, right up there with the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso thing, like, which is, for me, over the last 5 years, the best feud that we've had. So, in pro wrestling, period. Yeah, like, I don't care what company or anything, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso is the best feud in pro wrestling in the last half decade, maybe the last decade. So MJF could, his feud with Wardlow wasn't that, but MJF, his storyline overall, and this storyline, where it could be leading, could potentially be that, because this could be an Austin versus McMahon situation. I don't see Tony Khan getting in the ring. I don't even see Tony Khan cutting good promos. But Tony Khan could have baby faces representing him, like he had CM Punk come out and chase MJF after his promo when the cameras were off and they were on commercial. They have other wrestlers playing into it. Chris Jericho responded on Twitter, basically saying, AEW is the best. Tony Khan is the best. You don't want to be here. You just fucking leave. You'll be begging to come back. You had, Nick and Matt Jackson at the gate when he got chased off by CM Punk, and they're just like, so you got the EVPs, coming out to show face, to show that they're how disappointed and annoyed they are. So they're playing it perfectly. All the pieces are perfectly set in place, and I can't really be mad at them for how they're executing it. This is the perfect execution of a worked storyline, a work shoot storyline, and I really can't be mad at them. Now, hold on, let's see what we got in chat. Right after MJF, we got two ex-WWE guys in a match. Just, oh God, that's right. Because well, was it two of them? What match was right after that? What match was right after that? Because the CM Punk match was before that. I forget which match was after that, but that's hilarious. They will boo baby faces if you put them against MJF. Some people will, but I don't think the majority will because I don't think it. Man, I mean, if I mean, they cheered CM Punk, and obviously he was supposed to be the bad guy at that time, but oh man, are people gonna cheer MJF like that? Is he going to allow people to cheer him? That's the thing. I don't think I don't think MJF is gonna allow people to cheer him. I don't think he wants that. I think he's so entrenched in his role as a monster heel. Like he's perfected it and he's leaned so hard into the role of being a heel. I don't see him turning babyface or letting the crowd turn him babyface. Like if the crowd starts cheering him too much, he's gonna do exactly what he did in the promo. Oh y'all cheering me? Oh y'all cheering me? Remember when y'all was fucking hating on me, you bitch ass niggas? Like I remember. Like I feel like he'll just do that again. So I'm not really sure. I don't one can guesstimate. I just don't see I don't see MJF as a babyface in any under any circumstances. Not anytime soon anyway. I feel like that's something WWE would do to him and fuck him up. Like I don't think AEW's that stupid. Just keep him like at the very least a tweener. Like the crowd could cheer him if they want, but AEW shouldn't change him. Like they should let him be him. So us fans are all marks. We will cheer MGF if he calls us marks for doing it. Yeah, I mean that's what fans are. I mean that's fan. I mean if he's doing a good job, you're supposed to be like, but you're supposed to boo. But yeah, it's like me, I'm a boo just because I know that's what I'm supposed to do. I don't hate him. I'm not mad at him actually. Like, but I'm booing because that's what the story is telling me to do. Like, go with the fucking story. I get it that you like him, but just just boo him because that helps the story. Like, it doesn't. You fucking up the show cheering him and shit. We know he's awesome. We get it, but sometimes it's good to have those type of turns. I just don't think MJF is going to allow it, in my personal opinion. Now we've had a lot of fallout from the MJF promo. Apparently he's going to be off TV for maybe a week or two, maybe not. It's not confirmed yet, but I think that this is going to lead to MJF just becoming a bigger and bigger star. I don't think I think this was the pipe bomb moment. Even though CM Punk was already a star before the pipe bomb, I think this is the moment that made MJF into a made man. WWE has to be salivating at the idea of being able to sign this man, and Tony Khan, if he hasn't already paid him, the price is just getting higher. Like you'd be better off paying him as soon as possible, because if he keeps doing this, he's just gonna charge you more. You gonna end up paying this man $4 or $5 million a year if you don't stop fucking around, because Vince got it and Vince will pay it. So you can. I mean, should I say Nick? I don't even know if Vince in charge no more. Goddamn it! I think I'm gonna start saying Nick because he doing all the hiring and firing over that motherfucker now. But yeah, I don't know. I don't. It's a tricky situation, but I do want to compare the two promos, man, because obviously this had a lot of CM Punk pipe bomb vibes. That's what everybody was comparing it to. That's considered top 3 promo of all time. Definitely, top 5 at the very minimum. I think obviously Dusty Rhodes' Hard Times, Ric Flair's promo when he was standing with the horse. I can't even remember one of the to be the man, you got to beat the man promos. He's had a bunch of them, but Ric Flair's couple Ric Flair promos. There's been a bunch of them. Obviously, Austin 316 King of the Ring promo is legendary. Created Stone Cold Steve Austin. So there's been some promos that have changed wrestlers' careers or the trajectory of wrestlers' careers if they were already made men. And this seems to be that. But I think the pipe bomb is the one that it's most compared to, maybe because that it's the most recent out of all these. Out of all the ones I just mentioned, it's the most recent. So maybe that's why it's compared to the pipe bomb so much right now. But I want to compare it to the pipe bomb because they both were great, obviously. I think that MJF's was obviously more vulgar. He used shit and fuck and all these profane words in his promo, which, always gives your language a little more impact, whatever you say in training, a little more impact. You know what I mean? You can curse, you know what I mean? Definitely. But I feel like the CM Punk pipe bomb, there was nothing about that felt like a work, right? Like, because no one expected it to happen. They were promoting MJF coming out to talk. They weren't promoting CM Punk coming out and interrupting John Cena's match and sitting on the ramp cross-legged and just starting to talk during somebody's match. It's like he just didn't give a fuck. Like, he's crazy. So, and John Cena just sitting there looking at him crazy, like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? It's like, it just felt different. It felt like CM Punk had took the show hostage. And they cut his mic off multiple times. Like, he had to, like, switch mics. Like, it was like, he was like, oh, y'all gonna cut this? Give me another mic. It's like, they gave MJF like 5 minutes before they cut his mic. They let him say everything until he got to your fucking mark. Like, that's the limit? That's the limit, Tony? I guess the F-bomb. You don't want to be dropping F-bomb on FCC airwaves. You know what I mean? But I'm like, damn. KGM said MJF was better because I wasn't watching wrestling during the CM Punk pipe bomb. That is... I could dig that. That wasn't the greatest era of pro wrestling, especially because WWE was kind of the only thing, and because they were holding CM Punk back the whole time and shoving John Cena down our throats. So you didn't miss much. That's why CM Punk became the legend and the mythical figure that he is because he was the one being held down at that time, and it was real because it was... People were begging for CM Punk to be champion. He'd won Money in the Bank twice. 2 years in a row. Cashed it in. Twice. 2 years in a row. And got that shit taken from him twice. Quick as shit. 2 years in a row. The second time he got a little more time, but it still wasn't that long. The second run was much better, when he did the whole run with the Straight Edge Society and Serena Deeb, you know what I mean? And one half of the Good Brothers now, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I mean, that's more of a biased take, KGM, and I respect that. That's more of a biased take. You weren't watching wrestling then. Wrestling then was not nearly as good as what wrestling is now. I can't even, it's not even something I could debate with anybody realistically. It's not, there wasn't 5 companies that were flourishing and working together at one point going up against WWE. Like, at this point, you got AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, who else am I missing? AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, there's somebody else in there that I'm missing. I think there's one or two more. These guys are working together, and they're trying to not take down Vince McMahon, but they're making legitimate competition for Vince McMahon now. They're still hovering around 1 million, viewers on Wednesday, sometimes lower, sometimes higher. But WWE be shit. They be get Impact. That's who I was. Thank you, KGM Impact. But WWE is not really killing it. They be shit having 1.5 million. They had the worst Monday Night Raw viewership ever, like not too long ago. Like, so, for one company to be around for 3 years, just had a 3-year anniversary, and one company to be around for 30 years, and for one company who's had 10 times more time to do it and build their legacy in their company and everything, for them to barely be beating the new company that's only been around for 3 years by 50 to 100% is not that great. It's just not. AEW is actually real competition now, so it's. I don't think that's really something that can be questioned. I mean, it can be if you're a WWE super fan or super mark, but I think that if you look at it realistically, AEW's done a phenomenal job at creating competition for WWE. That's why so many WWE guys jump ship. You don't get the likes of John Moxley and Daniel Bryan and all these guys going to that company if they don't feel like they're going to compete, with the big dogs. No pun intended there. You know what I mean? Or maybe I should say pun intended. So, yeah, they got to compete with those guys over there. So, it is what it is. But I think that the pipe bomb was it felt more real. Like I said, the spontaneity of it just felt spontaneous. It felt genuine. Like, okay, I'm not going to say the MJF promo didn't feel genuine. He made that point during the promo. He was like, I am who I am because I'm one of the only guys who make you feel. You know who else said that, ladies and gentlemen? CM Punk. It's so crazy. Like, I don't even know if people notice these lines. Like, I was like, I've heard all of this shit before. Like, he said, I was like, am I in the Twilight Zone, or is he just stealing other promo lines? Like, I was like, CM Punk definitely said that before. He might have said it during the pipe bomb promo. I'm pretty sure because I remember him pointing at his chest like this. I'm not sure why he was doing. I try to visualize the promo because I watched that pipe bomb promo 100 times. But yeah, it's like that's the original. This is the copy. That's another reason. I think MJF's execution of the promo was extremely well done. I think they just made some mistakes. If they were going to do it like that, well, they can't cut his mic for saying shit because everybody says shit every week. So it's not something you can cut somebody's mic for. They cut his mic when he dropped the F-bomb. But I would think that you would cut the mic when he starts disrespecting the company and when he's letting you know that, I don't know. It just felt staged. It felt like at that point, of course, we're watching a scripted promo. We're watching something that's a clear work at this point, because the company's not going to let him bury the company like that. He said WWE twice, I think, during his promo. Like, I don't think the boss is letting him get away with that if it's not part of a work. So that's the only thing. Now the CM Punk thing, like he genuinely didn't like the McMahons. We knew that. He did not like Triple H. We knew that. Like, these are things that we knew were reality. This is all real life. He don't like these people. You know what I mean? So when he cut the pipe bomb promo, it was like, damn, it's all coming out. He just don't care no more. You know what I mean? It's like when he won the belt, it was, in Chicago, he won that title and he blew the kiss to Vince McMahon and ran off with the belt. It was like, damn, is this real? Like, he came back too soon once again. Like, I don't know why they bring these guys back so soon after these damn amazing fucking escapes or send-offs or whatever you want to call it from their feuds or whatever. But yeah, it's the same situation. So that's another reason that I think that the pipe bomb, the CM Punk pipe bomb, was better than the MJF pipe bomb. But that's not taking anything away from MJF, because this was a legendary promo. It's gonna live for a long time, especially as far as his career is concerned. This is probably the moment in his career, and it comes after a squash loss, which just shows how thorough he is. Wardlow was like fighting the lawyer dude on Dynamite. Was like, what? Why is that? That's his. All right. And MJF is getting 5 minutes to cut a promo, the promo of his life. Like, so who really became the star after this? Wardlow is still a star, but I think he was a star because they wanted to see him beat MJF. MJF is the real star. Like, it's not even a question. Like, that's why Wardlow was so over, because he was going up against a guy who's really, 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 really over. So hopefully Wardlow's able to sustain some momentum, that momentum that he had, during this feud with MJF that went on for since AEW's been AEW. I feel like Wardlow's been with he has been with MJF. So, now that this story's over, hopefully Wardlow can find his feeding. But the thing that makes the MJF promo seem like it could be like not a work in some aspects is situations like what's going on with Thunder Rosa, because in the women's division, because she's come out and spoken just yesterday. I think she was doing a podcast. Not sure she did the podcast yesterday, if it was pre-recorded or whatever, but she's not happy with her TV time because obviously on Wednesday she wasn't even on the show. There wasn't a recap of her match at Dynamite. Like, the fucking women's champion, like, she's not even on the. After a pay-per-view, she not. Especially after you have someone in the other company like Becky Lynch, like, yeah, we're just better than them. Like, at that point, I would be trying to prove a point. Tony Khan, like, no, y'all aren't. You know what I mean? It's like, and we're going to prove it. We're going to give our ladies the opportunity to prove that they're better than you guys. But I don't know. I agree with not Serena Deeb, Thunder. I said Thunder Rosa, right? Yeah, I agree with Thunder Rosa as far as what they're doing with the women's division and how they're handling it. I don't think it's being done well at all. I think it's kind of sloppy. They're not giving the women a lot of time, but they don't have a lot of time. And I think if they are going to pick 4 or 5 or 6 women to focus on, then they need to really, 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 really figure out a way to do it and make it count for something, because Jade Cargill has to be on TV every week. We have to see Jade Cargill into baddies because she's a super duper star. She's one of the biggest stars in the company already, and she's just climbing. You know what I mean? Because the better she gets in the ring, the more of a superstar she's going to be, because she got every other aspect of the pro wrestling shit down. She could talk, she looks amazing, all that shit. So, now they got Malcolm Bibb. I don't know what his new name is, but yeah, they got him with her now, which is going to be amazing for her. Already is. So they gotta do something with that women's division. They gotta have her, Chris Statlander and Ruby Soho are sitting there like, what are you gonna do with us? They're 2 top-tier professional wrestlers, so they have to have something done with them. Serena Deeb needs to win that championship at some point. Thunder Rosa needs to be on TV having matches that matter regularly. Obviously, Britt Baker is Britt Baker. You have to keep her relevant, and you have the girl that's coming in with Dan Lambert and the MMA guys. I keep forgetting their fucking name. The cute blonde girl. They got some women over there. Obviously, you got Nyla Rose. Don't want to forget about her. Like, you got people. Like, they just gotta use them. And you got to make time for them. Like, there's no reason. I just named 10, 12 wrestlers that they could be using and creating amazing storylines within the women's division. Singles feuds that they can make in the women's division. Jade Cargill needs to be the women's champion, because it's honestly just not believable with her not being the top champion. Now, once you get there, who do you have beat her? And I don't know if you've built up anybody. The only person I could see beating Jade Cargill is Nyla Rose. Honestly, she's the only one I think that match would be amazing. Like, first of all, Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose, 1-on-1 for a championship. Yes, please. Like, that shit would be crazy. As long as they can get the wrestling chemistry right. I'm thinking about the styles and the sizes of the women, and it has potential to be amazing. It could also be a shit show. But you know what I'm saying. I would like to see those two ladies try to go at it. So you know, I agree with Thunder Rose. That's what it kind of makes the MJF stuff feel a little more real, because there are actually people in that company who are unhappy. We know Joey Janela didn't re-sign or whatever his issues were. You've had a couple other people, leave and not work with the company anymore going forward. I think the Good Brothers I think they're still over Impact maybe, but it's just certain people are still, or people's contracts are coming up. From the when AEW first started, they were signing people to 2-year, 3-year, 4-year contracts, and we're in year 3, baby. So people's contracts are coming up. MJF's 4-year deal is almost up. It's probably the same for a lot of people in that company, outside of the EVPs, I would imagine, and the people they just signed, all the AEW originals, are probably coming up on their deals here soon. I would imagine. I'm just making assumptions here, but I would assume over the next 2-3 years, a lot of people's contracts are going to be ending. So we might see a lot of transition. We might see fucking Lance Archer in WWE. We might see fucking Brian Cage in WWE. We don't know what's going on with these folks' contracts and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a lot of back and forth. Like, people not being happy with their TV time in one place, they feel like they'd be used better over at the other place. They go there. Some people will realize that the grass ain't greener, and sometimes the grass will be greener. It's just how life goes. So you take that risk and you see what happens. Yeah, and that's about all I have to say about it. I have a funny feeling there's going to be a lot of news that keeps pouring out about this, because they're going to try to keep this story going somehow, keep people interested in it. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was more news about MJF storming into Tony Khan's office and punching him in the eye like Bret Hart did Vince McMahon after the the motherfucking Toronto match. I wouldn't be surprised if we heard something like that. MJF is fired from AEW for assaulting Tony Khan, and then 3 weeks later he's rehired. Like, they're gonna do something crazy. They got to keep people interested in this story. I just wonder who's MJF's next feud gonna be with. Like, who's his next feud gonna be with? Is he gonna go back to CM Punk? He already promised CM Punk that he was gonna circle back to him. After he lost to him the last time. The very next promo, he's like, yeah, I'm going to get you eventually. I'm going to embarrass you at some point. So does he go back after CM Punk, and is this his way to the title? I could see that very well being the case. I could see everything CM Punk has been doing since he's got here. I could see it all as a way to get over Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I could see CM Punk coming in like, yep, I'm going to do the job, and here's how we're going to do it. We're going to make him a star, and he's only going to really become a star if he beats me for the championship. You know what I mean? And that could very well be the case. Now, if they booked that when CM Punk came in, is like, this is how we going to do the slow crawl. You're going to fight these wrestlers. You're going to get warmed back up. And you're going to start the feud with MJF. He going to make fun of you. He going to tell you how much of a fanboy he was. Y'all going to have a real personal feud that you're going to win. You're going to go on to become champion. He's going to go on to get beat up by Wardlow and become even more bitter and become the 2006, 2007 version of you. And he's going to drop his own pipe bomb, and then he's going to come beat you for the belt, and you're going to be the John Cena of this whole thing, and he's going to be the CM Punk of this whole thing, and we'll have two made men. At the end, obviously, CM Punk's already a made man. He don't need no help getting over with nobody at no point. So, CM Punk has mastered the art of sports entertainment and pro wrestling. It's like people don't know where to boo or cheer him. He's just gonna get. It's like he's just like people like him regardless, or is even if they want to boo him or he's saying some cheesy, corny shit. It's like we're not gonna boo you. We're just not gonna say anything because we don't want to boo you because you're CM Punk. So MJF might get to that point at one time too, but I feel like he's definitely the next AEW World Champion. I don't see anybody else outside of Hangman taking that belt from him unless they bring back Kenny Omega, who apparently is super beat up still. I say put the belt on MJF. And then now you gotta pay me. Now you have to pay me. Pay me my money or I'm walking out the company with the belt. You know what I mean? Just keep it going. Keep the storyline going. If you're going to do the CM Punk pipe bomb storyline, just keep it going. Have them blow the kiss at CM Punk and at Tony Khan and everything, waving at CM Punk. Have them do the whole thing, hopping over the guardrail, leaving the building, the whole nine. Just do it. Do the whole thing because it'll just look like he's taunting CM Punk if that's going to be who he's fighting anyway. So it's right there. Just do it. We know it's coming. It don't matter. We'll still laugh and be entertained by it. We'll still get invested into it. You know what I mean? It's okay. You know, they already had him do basically the exact same promo, so I don't see why they couldn't keep it going by continuing the storyline that way. MJF versus CM Punk, I feel like that's the only way we can go at this point. We got to go. It feels like it just happened. That's why I'm so like, because it feel like that was just the story. It didn't take CM Punk long after MJF to get the title. So it's like, and I don't want MJF to go off into meaningless feuds. And CM Punk being the one to come to chase him off after the match kind of gave me a sign that that's where they were going anyway. So I hope I'm right. KGM says put the belt on MJF right now. I mean, damn, Punk only had it like 5 days, bro. Let him 5-day champion. You know what I mean? But no, I don't think Punk needs the belt. I think the fact that he came back and he won the belt was one thing. He's acknowledged that he still needs to get better, and Lord knows he does because he be botching a lot for some reason these days. Just the last couple weeks, he's just been slipping all over the place and botching and falling all over his ass in the ring. So it's just like, that's the number one guy, bro. Like, cool. Like, I'm seeing Punk stand myself, so I ain't about to hate. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's like he don't need the belt. You know what I mean? It's like he don't need the belt. Like MJF would probably do more entertaining guest appearances on talk shows, running down the talk show host. Like it seems like he'd be a much more entertaining representative for the company. Probably not it's professional wrestling. He would be the best. You know what I mean? People know what professional wrestling is. I guess they would assume he was in character until he made some babies cry or something. Then be looking at him crazy. Straight Edge looking drunk out here. Yeah, he's looking like he's a little tipsy. You know what I mean? Him and Sammy Guevara looking like he'd be on that Henny all the time. Like he just trying to smash every 5 minutes. I mean, fucking CM Punk out here stumbling all over the place. Hey, man, maybe Straight Edge ain't as straight as we thought. Who knows? But that's it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. It was good coming through, man. Appreciate y'all stopping through. Gruss, KGM, everybody that stopped through, man. William came through. Mr. Wilkinson stopping through. Jay stopping through. Everybody who came through and said what's up, man. I appreciate y'all. As always, it's always good to stop through. Hopefully, we'll be able to get back to our regularly scheduled program here very, very, very soon. Just got to get through a couple of life events, and once I do that, then I'll be back. We'll be back in business, streaming 4 or 5 days a week, and I can't wait. Personally, there's a lot of wrestling to talk about. It always sucks to have to like catch up on a bunch of stuff, so I'm looking forward to being able to just sit down for an hour or two and chat with you guys every day. But I'm gonna go shave, get ready for the gym, and hit the pool. and make some more videos. So I'll see y'all on the next one. Until then, peace.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to know when we go live next. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wrestling on We, and thanks for watching.